Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I wanted to share with you guys my winter reading list. I just want to share with you guys all the books I've been reading over the winter. I've ended up picking up a lot more books than I typically would, just because I think the quote at the beginning of this video kind of explains it all, you know. Reading gives us someplace to go when we have to stay where we are. I just loved that when I found it. I feel like it definitely fits this. If you guys live anywhere like where I do, where it's constantly snowing, we've had a lot of ice and everything this year. I've been trapped at home a lot more often than I'd like to be. And when spring and summer gets here, I'm just not going to be spending that much time at home, and I won't have as much time to read. So I've been picking up quite a few extra books lately. In fact, a lot of the books that I'm going to share with you guys today, I'm going to pop pictures of them up on the screen because I don't physically have them on me. I was definitely overspending buying all the books I wanted to read, so I started going to the local library and picking up books there. If you guys really like these types of videos, be sure to give it a thumbs up before you go, and if you guys want to hear what I've been reading over the winter, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the first book I want to talk to you guys about is called Let Me List the Ways by Sarah White. This was such a cute book. I really loved it. So it's about this girl who's been in love with her best friend for a long time, and they are about to graduate, like they're getting on their senior year, and they decided to make a list of all the things they want to do before graduation. And of course, one of the things on her list is actually telling him how she feels about him. So one of the things about her is that she suffers from type 1 diabetes, and the relationship they have is really special. They've been best friends since they were younger, and he really looks out for her and takes care of her and just makes sure that she's taking care of her own health and everything like that. And I just felt like the author did a really good job of opening up your eyes to it, and I don't know, I learned a lot more about it that I didn't necessarily know, and I just thought the relationship between the two was so sweet and cute. It's a really good book. The next book I want to talk about is called Busted. I'm not really sure how to pronounce the name, but it's Gina Sioka, I think. I'm not really sure. I'm going to leave everything listed down below so you guys can take a look at it, but I just don't know how to pronounce her last name. Anyways, it's about this girl who caught her best friend's boyfriend cheating, and then all of a sudden it kind of becomes a bigger deal. People find out about it, and this girl that she used to be friends with, she's kind of an old friend slash enemy. Well, she finds out about it and wants to hire her to catch her cheater. She has a boyfriend and she's worried that he is cheating on her. So she asks her to spy on him and find out for her. But there ends up being a huge twist. She ends up uncovering all these secrets that she didn't know about, on top of falling in love with the guy that she's supposed to be looking out for. So the next two books I'm going to talk about are by the same author. Her name is Casey West, and I really like her books. I have another one that I just purchased, and I'm waiting for it to get here because my library just didn't have it. These other two books I did get from my library though. So in By Your Side, it's about this girl who gets locked in the library for the weekend with this troublemaker bad boy. She doesn't really know him too well, she just knows of him. And the thing is about this character is that she suffers from anxiety and panic attacks, and I, of course, can really relate to that. And anyways, the girl ends up obviously getting feelings for him. She actually had a different love interest before all this happened. She's had a crush on this guy for a really long time, and she's been wanting to be with him. And when they got out of the library, there's something that happens with the guy and the friends and everything when she's locked up in the library, and they find out about it. And when they all get out, things are just different. She has to kind of figure out her feelings for the guy she was locked in the library with, and her unrequited crush that she had before any of this happened, before she got to know him. And yeah, I don't know, I just wasn't expecting certain things, and it was just a really good book. I can't tell you guys anything else, I'm trying not to ruin it. So this next book is by Casey West too, and it's called Love, Life, and the List. And the girl is an artist in it, and she wants to have her paintings shown in this gallery that she works at. So she shows them to her boss, I guess, and he turns her away, saying that her art doesn't have enough heart to it. So she decides to come up with this list for her to do over the summer to try to I don't know, get more experiences and stuff like that, to try to bring more depth and meaning to her paintings, so that, you know, when the time comes for her paintings to be shown, he'll approve of them. And her best friend, who she's secretly in love with too, ends up like doing the list with her, and she obviously like wants to tell him how she feels. She wants to be with him, and I don't know, like it's a really good book. I just loved it because of course, like you guys know, like I'm an artist too, so I could like really relate to her, and I really enjoyed like her describing like how she's getting inspiration and everything like that throughout the book. I just thought it was really fun. So the next book I want to share with you guys is called The Textrovert by Lindsay Summers. It was a really cute book. This girl ends up losing her phone at the fair, and she runs back to find it and accidentally grabs another guy's phone. Like they accidentally did a phone swap, and he goes away to football camp for a few weeks, so they have to relay messages between each other that they're receiving on their phones, and they obviously like get to know each other through this time period, and she starts to get feelings for him and he's getting feelings for her, but they don't know exactly who the other one is, which I was confused about at first, but once you read it, you understand why they didn't know. They didn't end up mentioning like who each other's family members were or friends or anything, and it's just a big twist when you find out who they are compared to each other. And obviously when they find out, like things happen and they kind of got to figure out whether or not they want to continue on with having a relationship or anything. So yeah, it's just a really cute book. These next two books are by the same author, Cody Keplinger. So one of the titles is like LOL, and it stands for Lying Out Loud, and the other one is called The Duff, and it stands for The Designated Ugly Fat Friend. Like, I don't know, I thought that was cute the way that she titles her books. I don't know why I didn't like realize it until just now. The first book, Lying Out Loud, I read a while ago, but I still wanted to share it with you guys just because I'm talking about this author and I really like her books. So this one is about a girl who like has a lot of trouble going on at home that she doesn't like to share with anyone, and she's picked up the habit of lying all the time. Like it's all she does because she's just kind of hiding what's really going on with her. So she stays with her best friend a lot, and she ends up on her best friend's email and messaging this guy who at school she thinks is a snob. So she's kind of playing a prank on him at first and pretends to message him from her best friend's account knowing that he has feelings for her. And she ends up developing feelings for him, and obviously he finds out eventually. So I can't really share any more about that, but it was a really good book. I didn't see it coming. I was curious as to what was going on in her home life like the whole time. Like, I don't know. Designated Ugly Fat Friend, or The Duff. That book was really good. I really liked the change in the character from like the beginning to the end. Like she obviously really needed to gain some confidence and learn how to kind of set boundaries with people and just like learn to cope with things the right way and share things with others and not just try to take everything on herself. So in that book, she's having some issues at home in her family life, and she's had past relationships that didn't work out and things that have just made her a little bit insecure, and she's hurting, and she doesn't deal with it the right way. So she decides to cope by hooking up with this boy who's like the guy all the girls want. He's like the player type, you know. She just finds that when she's with him, it's like an escape for her. She just doesn't feel bad when she's with him. So she starts using that and decides like that's the way she's gonna cope with things. But then she starts to like fall for him and get really deep feelings for him, and everybody kind of starts to find out about what's going on at home, and she's forced to cope with that and like talk to people, and finally opens up in the end. And yeah, it's a really great story. Like I just fell in love with those characters so much, and I really enjoyed it. Honestly, all of this reading has made me want to write my own book, and I've been working on it this year. Like it's one of my goals for this year, and hopefully I'll get it done. So far I'm on chapter 4 of it. Like I'm really trying. I feel like it's definitely a hard thing to write a good book, but I'm just so inspired from everybody's books that I've read. Like, you know, I just feel like if they can do it, why can't I? Like I just need to focus and put my mind to it, and I just want to. And it's not like what I'm writing isn't based off of any of the stories I've read. I had this own storyline in my head, but getting it down on paper and just writing it out right and creating the characters, it takes a lot of work. It's a lot harder than it seems, but I don't know. It's just something I want to give a try to. Doesn't mean I'm ever going to publish it, but I definitely just like want to do it for me. So yeah, I didn't need to really go into that. Yeah, that's all the books that I read over winter that I really loved. Like, I actually read a couple others, but they just weren't worth mentioning. I don't like to bad talk, like, any books. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and, like, be like, oh, I hated this book, because I'm just kind of picky when it comes to reading. I just have a certain style of writing and like a storyline kind of that I really enjoy. And there's just some things that I just don't. And I'll give new things a try. I do all the time. But in the end, like, I'm only going to love what I love. It didn't suck because they had poor writing. It's just that it was bad to me because I didn't enjoy their style of writing. I didn't enjoy the story. And that's fine. Everybody has, you know what you like. And I hope you guys enjoyed hearing what I've been reading lately. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys have read any of these books, or now that you guys kind of get a sense of what I like to read, if you guys have any recommendations, go ahead and leave them in the comments down below and I'll check them out. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.